안녕하세요. 호주 멜버른에서 살고 있는 윤영철이라고 합니다. 한국전 참전용사 그 가족의 목소리라는 다큐는 4명의 한국전 참전용사 가족들의 이야기입니다. 기존에 다양한 매체들, 한국이나 한국의 다양한 매체들을 통해서 참전용사분들을 많이 소개가 됐는데 그 가족들의 이야기들은 소개된 적이 거의 없는 것 같아요. 그래서 그 참전용사 가족들이 생각하는 대한민국 그리고 한국전 어떤 생각을 갖고 있는지가 궁금했기 때문에 그래서 이 다큐멘터리를 제작하게 됐습니다. 2020년 기준 2천여 분 정도가 생존해 계신 거로 알고 있고요. 지금 현재로는 몇 분 정도가 생존해 계신지 정확히 파악하기가 좀 힘든 상황입니다. 그 이유는 이제 코로나로 인해 가지고 할아버님들이 이제 연세가 많으시다 보니까 지금 평균 나이가 90세가 훨씬 넘어간 상황이라서 양로원에 계신 분들도 있고 그다음에 다양하게 열렸던 참전용사들을 위한 행사도 한동안 열리지 못했고 그러다 보니까 이제 연락도 안 되는 경우도 있고 하기 때문에 현재로는 몇 분이 살아 계신다는 것을 정확하게 말씀드리긴 좀 어려운 상황인 것 같습니다. 이번 다큐멘터리에 이제 출연하신 분 중에 모니카 할머니라고 계신데 촬영 전에 이제 먼저 할머니랑 얘기를 나누다 보니까 이제 그때 사진 한 장을 보여주셨는데
This one is a photo of my father and myself.
이 사진이 아버님과 찍은 마지막 사진이라고 이렇게 설명을 하셨어요. 당시 모니카 할머니는 2살이셨다고 하는데 그 이후에 더 아버님을 뵌 적도 없고 아버님에 대한 기억이 전혀 없는 거죠. 근데 저는 제가 이런 상황이 있었다면 어땠을까? 저는 상상할 수도 없었고 또 어떤 말을 더 이어가야 될지도 잘 모르는 상황이었거든요. 하지만 모니카 할머니가 아버지와 다시를 못 만나게 했던 한국 전쟁에 대해서 기억하기 위해서 2권의 책도 쓰시고 한국을 7번 정도 방문하셔서 우리 아버님이 아버지가 어디서 싸웠고 이런 곳을 찾아가고 한다는 얘기를 들었을 때 너무 감사한 마음들도 있었고 미안한 마음도 있었고 기회가 된다면 자주 찾아뵙고 시간을 같이 보내는 수 있으면 좋겠다 이런 생각도 했었습니다. 이 영상의 기억 의도처럼 참전용사 분들도 우리가 영원히 기억을 하겠지만 그 가족들, 그 참전용사들을 지켜내는 가족들도 저희가 다시 한번 생각하고 그 가족에 대해서도 감사한 마음을 잊지 않았으면 하는 게 제 생각입니다.
This one is a photo of my father and myself.
How old were you at that?
Just 2.
Just 2 years
Yes.
old. That means it must be the last photo.
It's the last photo ever taken.
Less so, I think, my generation knows about the Korean War. And if it weren't for my grandfather, I wouldn't have learnt about it till then.
It's disappointing to me that it's been forgotten or not remembered as well as it could be.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my absolute best to sort of educate.
안녕하세요, 회장님 반갑습니다.
예, 오셨군요.
오랜만에 뵙겠습니다.
네.
오늘
잘
호주
오셨습니다.
참전들을 소개시켜 주신다 그러셔서
예.
제가 이곳 골드코스트까지 찾아왔습니다.
예, 잘 오셨습니다.
회장님, 호주 참전비는 언제 건립되었고 또 어떠한 계기로 이곳에 세워지게 되었나요?
예, 얘기는 한 35년 전으로 돌아가야 될 것 같은데요.
35년 전이요?
예, 우리 한국 교민 중에서
네네.
길 가다 보니까는 진원 나팔 소리가 들리고 그래서 거기 들어가 봤더니
네.
뜻밖의 가평 전투 기념식을 하고 있는
가평
거예요.
전투 기념식을. 네.
네. 그때 이제 거기서 참전용사들의 존재를 알고
네.
그때부터 이제 서로 알게 됐죠. 인사도 하고 그래서 매년 참석을 하고 그러다가 92년도부터 그분들을 모셔다가 점심 식사 대접을 했어요.
네.
참전용사회하고 한인회하고 자주 만나다 보니까 우리도 전쟁
네.
기념비를 하나 만들어 보자.
네, 네.
그래서 이제
그래서
그
한국전부와-
거기에 투합해가지고
네.
그 기념비 건립을 추진을 한 거죠. 호주가 미국 다음으로 제일 빠른 결정을 해서 참전을 했거든요. 그래서 호주군은 굉장히 그 용맹한 그 군인들이 이래서 그 개성우의 박전 전투라고 하는 게 아직도 유명했었죠. 전사한 사람들 명단이 지금 여기
이게 전사분들의
전부 다
명단이에요.
새겨놨거든요.
네. 340명이요.
예, 340명에
부상자도 많았겠네요.
1250명가량이
네.
부상을 당하고 참전용사들이 자꾸 돌아가시고
그렇죠.
기억 속으로 사라지는 것 같아서 좀 안타까워요.
호주 한국의 다양한 매체를 통해 우리는 한국 전쟁에 참여한 호주 군인들의 이야기들을 어렵지 않게 만날 수 있는데요. 하지만 그 어떤 누구라도 전쟁의 참혹함을 가지고 살아간다는 것은 쉬운 일은 아닐 것입니다. 참전용사들의 곁을 지키며 그들의 전쟁 속 아픔 이야기를 함께 공유하고 기억하며 살아가는 것은 그 가족들만이 감당해야 할 또 하나의 몫이 아닐까요? 그동안 많이 조명되지 않았던 호주군 한국 참전용사의 가족들 2세대 그리고 젊은 3세대들의 시각에서 바라보는 한국과 한국 전쟁의 의미 그리고 미래의 방향을 우리 모두 생각해 보기로 하겠습니다. 회장님 오늘 특별한 분을 소개시켜 주신다고 그러셨는데 어떤 분이 오시나요?
예. 스티븐이라고
네.
자기 아버님께서
네.
우리 참전용사였는데
네.
돌아가시고 지금 그 여러 가지 자료를 가지고 오신다고 그래서 이제 기다리고 있네요. 마침 저쪽에 오시네요.
아 그래요?
Hello, how are you? Yep, thank
Good
you.
to see you.
Yep,
Hi,
thank you.
Stephen.
Thank you for
Nice to
your
meet
time.
you.
Thank you. How are you?
Okay, Stephen, how was your trip today?
Yes, it was a bit busy on the Queensland border
Yeah.
side. New South Wales is pretty flowing up there, but it's about a 2-hour drive.
2-hour drive. Thank you for you coming along here today. Thank you for your time.
A lot of memorial with your father.
Yeah, growing up as a kid, yes, my dad was always there to help us and do stuff for us. Yeah,
Could you please show your
Yes.
Korean flag?
I can.
What you brought
Yep.
today? Wow, look at this.
Yeah,
Wow.
yep,
Could you please share the stories about this flag?
yep. From what this is my father brought this back from Korea when he come back, and he went around and got a lot of the soldiers that he was there. He was at the end of the war, the Battle of the Hook, and
there are so many autographs.
yes,
Look at this.
there is. It's all different
I can see
people.
written in Korean in here.
Yeah,
The
yep.
soldier's name is An Byung-yeop. Stephen, where's your father's autograph here?
My dad is over here.
Oh,
Private.
look at this. What's his name?
Private Walter Clark. His nickname was Ma Clark.
When did your father pass away?
In 1988, he was only 54-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, have you got some disinformation from your father before he died?
No, I'm afraid when my father was alive, this used to come out once a year at Anzac Day.
Yes.
My father would sit and watch the marching, and he'd get his flag out. And I've also got this in here.
Yes. Could you
Yep,
please show
yes.
another?
Yep,
photo?
he's got this
What
this
is this?
photo
Look at
album,
this. This is Korean
Yeah.
Peninsula.
He
Could
was-
you please explain your family here?
and that's my dad,
Your dad here?
and that's his father,
Yep.
and his mother,
Uh-huh.
and that's his sister.
A mother,
One, two.
sister here.
I'm not sure which one that one is, but that's his
Yes.
sister. That's his sister, and that's his brother.
Your father is very tall.
Yeah, yeah. He was a very strong man.
Yeah,
I don't know whether there's a
looks
picture
very,
in there. I'll show you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, what did he doing?
He was a soldier there, like a rifleman. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Infantryman.
Infantryman, yes.
Yeah, okay.
A real combat soldier.
Combat soldier,
Combat
yeah,
soldiers.
yeah. There's not much I can say about that because my dad, once a year, Anzac Day, he would get his memorabilia out that he brought back from the war, his flag and his photo album, used to make music. I remember that as a kid. It made music, and he'd sit and watch. I don't know. I can't remember, but I just knew it made music, and I think we were told to leave him alone. Mum used to say to us, "Leave your dad alone. It's his day today," and we'd just go outside and play. And that's the only time we used to see that over the Korean War. He didn't talk much about it.
Yes. Is there any photos? All the soldiers.
I've got one there, which we got a photo. This is the platoon he was in.
Okay.
I don't know why it
Where
was
is it?
ripped. This was
Yeah.
taken down. I think
Where is the half of the photo?
that's a good question. A good question. I don't know where it went to, but there's a.
Where's your
quite a few.
father here?
And my father is this man here.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
very good looking. Look at
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
It's very resemble with you.
So my son, when I showed this to my son
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago, he looked at it and went, "That looks like me."
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. My son, we all look the same just about.
요즘 지금 어디로 이동하시는 건가요?
아, 지금요. 지난번 크리스마스 파티 때 만났던 참전용사 손자분이 기다리고 계시거든요. Hi, Mitchell. Nice to meet you again.
It's lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Thank you. Could you please introduce?
This is my partner, Rosie.
Your partner. Nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
Nice
to meet you, Janice.
Yes,
Hello.
I'm so glad to see you again. We met at the Christmas party last
how
year.
lovely.
Can I have a look at your house and then places?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Could you please tell me?
absolutely.
Yeah, no worries. So I'll show you all the stuff we've got from him
Fantastic.
over here. So
Yes.
this is his uniform that he wore
Oh,
in
yes.
Korea. So be careful with it because it's like 70 years old.
Oh, 70 years old,
yeah.
the military uniform actually.
Yeah, I know.
He wore it at the
He
Korean
did, yeah,
War.
which is hilarious because it's a tiny
Amazing.
uniform, which makes me realize how small he would have been back then.
Exactly. I met Harris at the Christmas party. Actually, the photo and the uniform is very different.
Yeah, I know. Well, he was 21 when he was in Korea, so he was like he was so young.
Mitchell, what do you think about your grandfather who fought in the Korean War?
The fact that he, at such a young age, being 21, you know, the bravery and determination and will that it took to go fight in a war, I think I'll always aspire to. I believe he was in 1st Battalion, so there's no like regalia or anything on it because he was just a private at the time.
Yes,
Um,
it's very plain.
Yeah, so it's just a plain uniform, but it's survived through the years. Yeah, it's very small though as well.
Look at this, yeah.
Like he was 3 years younger than me when he was in the war, so he must have been tiny. He was just in Korea. He was just an infantryman in the army, just a soldier. But he also was like an electrician, so he was a radio man as well.
Excellent.
So he did the radio as well as fight on the front as well, which is where he got injured.
I think it's amazing as well. He came back from Korea and being reintroduced to civilian life, with now not being able to hear anything and having to experience life with this new handicap, but also not everybody knowing the reason that he sacrificed his hearing in an act of bravery. So it's quite incredible.
Yeah, well, he always thought it was like he was almost kind of lucky because other than him going deaf, he actually had miraculously had no other injuries, even though it went off right next to him.
Did you ever talk about the Korean War with your friends?
Yeah, I think so. Less so, I think my generation knows about the Korean War. I think, you know, I didn't formally learn about the Korean War until I was in high school, and that was just because I took modern history as an elective. If it weren't for my grandfather, I wouldn't have learnt about it till then. And then I had I was fortunate, like I studied international relations at university, so I was really fortunate to learn a lot about the Korean War when I studied in university. Unfortunately, all my cohort around me learnt about that too. But in terms of my generation, I think it's just another war to to them that maybe they don't talk about much.
Thank you for your time and participation today.
No worries.
welcome.
We are
It's
very
our
honored
pleasure.
and humble.
Thank
Us
you.
as well. It's,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
absolutely humbling to be a part of telling this story. It's such an important story in both of the cultures, like it shaped everything.
Hi, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you for having us today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Right. Could you please briefly explain what you're doing and then introduce yourself?
My name's Charles. I'm the grandson of a Korean War veteran.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes.
I briefly visited Korea in 2017.
Oh, 2017.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So
Thank you.
what reason you visit there?
I was there with the peace camp.
Peace camp?
Yeah, yeah.
Could you please explain about the event?
So we're there in Korea, like a selection of Korean War veterans family with members of Korean descendants across the planet.
Fantastic.
And it was teaching us all about community, about the Korean culture, and also about unification. It was encouraging unification and for us to spread the word across the planet.
Have you ever visited Korea? And any place is related to Korean War?
I found out amazingly that the place that we were staying at the time is just up the road from where my granddad actually fought in the Korean War.
Wow.
Yeah, it was only 2 or 3 kilometres. He did mention a lot about the Korean winters being very cold, and I do remember standing outside outside the building where the peace camp was, not too far from where he actually fought, and looking at the hills and the cold, and just wondering how anyone managed to fight in that. Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah.
Have you talked about the Korean War or Korea with your friends?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have, because a lot of them don't know.
What do you feel about that?
Disappointed.
Disappointed.
Yeah. It's disappointing to me that it's been forgotten or not remembered as well as it could be.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my absolute best to sort of educate and, just remind people that it happened, and this is still happening today.
Yeah. Could you please introduce your Nana today?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Oh,
Let's
of course.
Go together.
Oh, let's go have a look.
Right. Yes, thank you.
No worries.
Wow, this is your place. It is. Look at this. This is your family name, isn't it?
Yeah, Cottage Kennard. Yeah.
Kennard.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 Hello there.
Hello.
Janice, this is Monica.
Hello. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Monica.
meet you,
I'm
too.
Janice. Good to see you.
And this is my grandmother,
Okay.
Nana. Oh, sorry. Patricia Kennard.
Thank you. Wow, look at this. It's a beautiful place.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having us today.
Oh, more than welcome.
You're welcome. Wow, I'm very impressed about your family photo. Could you please talk about your family photos for me?
So obviously this is my family.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is lucky you.
Yeah, it's a very young me. So that
Were
was,
you Australian soldier?
I was, yeah. So that I enlisted very early. I was 18.
Oh, you are
Yeah.
18 years old.
Yeah.
How many years you work for Australian service?
9 years.
9 years.
9 years, yeah.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Yes, and your grandfather worked for Australian soldier as well.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously Korean War veteran. Yeah.
Yeah.
He arrived in Korea after the Battle of Mariansang.
Oh, Marangshan
Yes.
battle.
Yeah, just after that. And he stayed there from 1951 to 1952, moving around in different places.
I was very proud of his service in Korea. I think the way they went over there, they were under the control of the British at the time, and to set the country free.
Have you ever visited Korea?
I think it's about 7.
7 times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. Very impressed.
Yeah.
Could you please share the story about what reasons and what your motivation?
So I set off on a journey to I guess 2 things. One, to discover my father, where he spent his last days, and 2, to get to know about the country and the culture and just this country that was a mystery to me, an unknown place to me. along with my father's. This one is a photo of my father and myself.
Yeah, this is you.
That's me.
Look at this beautiful young baby. How old were you at that?
Just 2.
Just 2 years
Yes.
old. That means it must be the last photo.
It's the last photo ever taken. He sort of must have been a bit of a mentor to this young man, and this young man became upset that that my father wasn't there. And he asked his commanding officer, could he go out to look for him? But it was night time, so the commanding officer said no.
Find your father.
No. So he said he could go next morning. So he did. He went out and he found my father's body.
Oh.
I think the men, that they felt that there was something that they had to do, that it was the right thing to do. It was a morally right thing to do, to try to and to protect as many people as they could, to give them freedom and care.
이 호주 군인들이 그 꽃다운 나이에 한국에 와서 남의 나라에 가서 그 자유와 평등을 위해서 목숨 바쳐서 싸워준 그 은혜를 생각을 해야 되고 그거를 기억을 해야 될 것 같아요.
And I can't understand why they don't think of it as being a war, and they don't recognise it enough, in my opinion.
It's jammed between World War II and Vietnam, and people wanted to forget war after World War II. They didn't want to know about war, and people forgot about Korea.
I think the way that we can remember them and that they'll be immortalised is through the values that they fought for, that all the veterans fought for in Korea, of like self-determination, sovereignty and freedom. And I think through appreciating those and remembering those, we'll immortalise their legacy.
이번 영상 제작 과정에서 안타깝게도 코로나와 건강상의 이유로 참전용사들의 직접적인 만남과 그리고 인터뷰를 하지 못하게 되어 개인적으로 무척 안타까웠습니다. 앞으로도 많은 참전용사의 한국 방문 연계를 통해 호주와 한국 간의 이해와 협력을 높일 수 있는 기회가 많아지기를 바랍니다.